What's up, everyone? It's your boy B-Diz, the Rockstar, part of Super Obvious.
I am Werds Illah.
It's the 4.0.
And in this video, we're talking about Power, Season 6, Episode 7, Like Father, Like Son. The episode starts with Tariq sleeping, and he gets an alarm clock, which is a gun pressed to his face by a ghost. It must suck to be woken up like that.
Yeah, man, that was one hell of an alarm clock.
I mean, it's the game. He's teaching him the game. You want to be in the game, that's gonna happen.
Tariq says, you're not gonna shoot me, so you can go ahead and stop with this scared straight bullshit.
Ooh, hey yo, Tariq, yo, he got a mouth for real. He don't give a fuck.
Him and Ghost have a heated conversation about Tommy and the drugs. He drops the gun on the bed and says, stop thinking that you're fucking smarter than me.
Basically like, yo, you're not gonna get away with that again.
He says get dressed, and they're going for a ride. And then we see the penthouse and see how it's all fucked up.
Yeah, I don't even think Ghost even been staying there. I don't know where Ghost been staying at though.
Basically, the penthouse looks like they're gonna have to replace the whole thing.
Everything.
That shit is destroyed as shit. Oh, we see Tariq and he goes into Raina's room and Ghost is like, you know, what are you doing? You stash stuff in your sister's room?
He was like, shut up, man. Like, basically like, yo, what are you talking about? And he's like, this is where she always hid her stuff. And he was like, she never had anything to hide. He was like, yeah, you just never knew where to look.
Ghost opens up his little stash, takes all the money out, and Tariq's like, oh, Ghost, so you're robbing me?
Yeah, he was like, yo, this is the game, man. This is what happens every
He's like, look, he said little dope boys get robbed like this all the time.
Yep, that's the game.
Ghost gets mad and tells him, like, don't ever call me Ghost again.
Yeah, he's like, you owe me that, basically.
And he also threatens to blackmail Tariq.
He basically says, like, if you go back and see Tommy ever again, I'm gonna let him know that you're the one who stole the drugs, and then you're gonna have a problem with him and me.
That would suck, wouldn't it?
A lot.
Hey, that's the game.
Next scene, we have Keisha talking to Tommy about what's going on, like not having no money, no product, and Ghost is on her ass.
Yeah.
Tommy gives her a gun and wants her to hold it.
Yeah.
She says, after they're done, we're done with all this, including Tariq, and Tommy's like, well, it can't be Tariq, I'm not gonna turn my back on him.
Yeah, he's like, she's like, he's not the same. He's like, nah, but I don't care, that's still family though. Like,
I still love that little dude.
yeah.
And also Tommy says something about her like training on how to use the gun.
Yeah, basically he's like, after we get all this squared away, I'm gonna take you this weekend to learn how to shoot this thing.
Next scene, we go to Ghost and Tasha. They're arguing about Tariq. He tells her that Tariq has been hiding his stash in Raina's room, and Tariq is in the house and can hear everything they're saying.
Yeah, they're like super loud, like he's not in there or something.
Well, I mean, that's what people do when they argue.
Yeah, and it's some TV stuff.
No, people do that in real life when they argue.
A little bit after that, Tosh is like calling, looking for Tariq, but he's not there.
Yeah, he went to go see Tommy.
We go to Tommy's spot and his workers talk about there not going to be any more product. And 2-Bit notices a box and is like, hey man, like a lot of the shit is missing. Keisha walks in and questions what happened and who found the missing product.
2-Bit's like, I found it. She was like, oh, well, that'd be a perfect setup to be the one who found it and be the one who set it up to get robbed.
Keisha has a heated convo and says that she's about to leave to go tell Tommy where 2-Bit grabs her arm.
Yep.
Bad move, dog.
He's like,
Yeah.
see how he jumped? That's how she jumped.
Oh my god. Once Keisha leaves, everyone else pretty much like, yo, that wasn't cool, man. What the fuck did you grab her for? You put your hands on her. Next scene, we go to the campaign. It's a really quick part where Ramona is talking to Derek about, it was really quick.
Yeah.
We see Tate getting lucky with Cassandra.
Yeah.
And it's he's fucking a girl that's like married already.
That's Derek's wife.
And Derek comes in and busts him.
Yeah, bust
Like, he just did it. Like he just did it. And
And they got
now that was TV.
Yeah.
Because if I walk in on my wife getting it in with a dude, I'm just gonna put a bullet in both of their head. Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm gonna take him out that misery and go to jail. Fuck it.
The most he did was he says, no wonder you have so many coffee breaks on your calendar.
I guess you like it black. Right? How you joke yourself? That's just terrible.
Man. He says fuck both of them and he storms out. Keisha goes to the spot looking for Tommy and says she needs to talk to 2-Bit. Or she needs to talk about 2-Bit. She texts him and there's a knock on the door. She pulls out the gun and it's Tariq.
Yeah.
Tariq wants to talk to Keisha and Keisha said that Tommy isn't there. And basically he doesn't need to be around there because whenever he's around, Ghost comes around.
Yeah, and he was like, well, do you know where he's at? Is he in Brooklyn?
She's like, why would he be in Brooklyn?
And he was like, I don't know. He was like, I've heard him say it a couple times.
She's like, you know what? I think you have something. Basically, she's already trying to, you know, put 2 and 2 together. Like, yo, Tariq did this. You know, he's the one who took the drugs.
He was like, yeah, I need to talk to Uncle Tommy. Ghost put a gun on me, and then She was like, somebody should have whooped your ass a long time ago.
She asked like, well, where'd you get the product? And he said that Kanan gave it to him. Keisha explains that he needs to stay away. Tariq is leaving the building and Tasha is outside.
Yeah, she's like, Ghost thinks that he has you under lock and key. He's got you, figured out or whatever. He set you straight, but I know you better than that. He was like, I just came to say goodbye. It wasn't like I was coming to hang out. She's like, well, you're gonna tell him yourself.
Next scene, we go to the Department of Justice, where Ghost had claimed to not be there during Proctor's death and the shooting. Warner is told that Lindsay is with Benny.
Yeah.
Or Benny may know.
Yeah, or Benny may know. Or
who she's with,
Next scene, we see Dre being reunited with his daughter. And also Tate explains about planning to have more events where people can be rejoined together.
Reunited.
That's a good look for him if he does that.
Basically. Yep.
Ramona pulls Tate to the side and chews him out basically about him fucking Cassandra and the stuff that could happen with the campaign and how this is like really stupid and
He's basically saying he's gonna spin it and he can turn it into something good for him. He'll basically just say that, he found romance on the campaign trail or something.
All right, we see Dre and Ghost talking where Dre gives Ghost props like, hey man, that was pretty cool or crazy what you did with your robbing your own spot.
And he did one of your numbers. He gave him some love on his dressing. He was like, yo, that was cleaned up nice. It was a nice suit you got there.
A little bit after that, Tate tells Ramona that Derek will come around. As far as everything that happened with him, fucking thing. Next we have Dre and Ghost talking outside and says that if Tommy sees him on TV, it won't be good.
Yeah.
Back to Ramona and Tate, she talks about the infidelity and how it could look on the campaign. And just as that happens, Ghost walks in.
Yeah, because they were going back and forth. Basically, Tate was inviting her to the his member, if you will. She's basically just like, no, that's not gonna happen. Like, no matter what you say or whatever. And like you said, then Ghost walks in with Derek and basically explains that now Derek is the project manager for the Queen's Daughter project.
And also to get like a pay raise.
He's basically fucking Tate again.
Tate asks Ghost, is there any way to keep Derek's bitch ass quiet? We see Tommy and Jason introduces, I believe the guy's name was Velmaris.
Oh, okay, yeah, the guy, the connect from LA.
Yeah, the guy from LA homes.
And they talk about expansion, and the guy gives him props for all the amount of weight that he's been able to flip within like 2 days. Next scene, we have Tommy showing up and Keisha asks if he's seen Ghosts. She tells him about the product missing and about how Toothpick grabbed her.
He touched you? He put his hands on you? He been asking for it. And he stole my product?
Tommy's about to leave and Keisha stops him.
Yeah, she's basically like, well, I don't believe he did it either. I think that's why he got so mad. But I'm gonna tell you who I think it is. You're not gonna like it. And he's like, well, no, come on, just bring it to me. Tell me what it is. And she was like, I think Tariq did it. He's like, no, see, now I knew you had something against him. He's snapping basically because, he's like,
he was like, I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to go talk to him now.
The last part of that scene is that Keisha says, I also think he had something to do with what happened to Proctor. Tariq meets with Dre. Tariq wants a favor from Dre. He wants some weight. Dre says how things are tough with him right now. And Tariq isn't really that smart because he always gets busted.
Yeah, that's basically what Dre's trying to tell him. Well,
and I know your word ain't shit.
I can't wait for you, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need something to move now. How would you think Tommy would feel if he found out that you were still around? And he's like, basically, he turns around, goes in his bag, and pulls out a brick.
And he tells him to basically like get back up with him in a week. Next, we have Lindsay coming into a room where Rodriguez is there and gives her back the book bag. And it's missing the unicorn on it.
Yeah, she's like, where's the unicorn? My mom gave me the unicorn, something to remember her by. And she told me to always check every time I check my book bag, to check it before I leave. And
that's
I don't know where it's at.
Rodriguez, she just realizes it right there. She knows it for a fact now. Like, okay, there's something going on here with Sax. He must have done something.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
He knows the connection that Sax had to her, that he had flipped her.
Next scene, we see Ghost in a car loading up a gun in the parking lot. He approaches Derek. Derek says, Tate fucked my wife, so I'm going to fuck him.
And it looks like Ghost is about to go back to the old Ghost ways because he got the gun on him and everything, but he basically just says, hey, let me make you a proposition or an opportunity.
Yeah, we have Rodriguez in Sax's office going around and she finds the recorder.
She finds a little unicorn,
As soon as she leaves Sax's office, Sax is there.
She's basically saying she spoke to Alicia and she's basically confirming the story or whatever, and that they don't have any leads yet. They still don't have anything to go by.
Next scene, we have Ghost and Tariq talking to a dean.
Trying to get him at a new private school.
Yeah. I forget the name of it just that quick.
But it's in the city though.
Oh, it's called Callister Prep.
Because he asked him, why would you want to leave Choate? He said basically because he missed the city. He wanted to be in an environment that was more culturally diverse.
Tariq is good at selling, like when he's like sad and all this.
Look who his parents were and look who his uncle is.
Next scene, I guess they're all going to Tasha's spot, where they kind of talk for a bit. Before Ghost leave, Tariq apologizes about sneaking out earlier.
Apologizes.
Yeah. He says he went out to talk to Tommy, but he wasn't there. And Keisha knows about the weight he took and puts the face on saying he is scared and he's sorry.
Yeah.
And can Ghost go talk to her?
Yeah, make it right.
Ramona is talking to the female that Tate is boning,
Cassandra.
Cassandra.
and Ramona is explaining basically almost how you could justify what you've been doing and like how these kind of things happen. Ramona offers her some kind of deal, which she...
A seat.
Yeah, basically, because she's trying to get her to marry him, and she's like, that's not going to happen. So she's like, okay, well, I see what you want. You want something bigger. You want a seat on the council. So...
And then that's when she's like, tells Ramona's like, wow, you're sharp. Next, we go to Keisha where Ghost talks to her.
He goes up, so basically Keisha's getting out of the car. Ghost says, how you doing, Keisha? You look good. Tommy's been taking good care of you.
Yeah.
And she's like, what do you want? And she starts pulling for her gun. He was like, hope you're not pulling, I hope you're not going for your scrap. I'm not here for all of that. I'm here to actually make you an offer.
Yeah.
And he pulls out his checkbook and I don't know how much he wrote, but he writes her a check and he was like, get away from here, a new life for you and your son. So your son can be in, in a good school and somewhere it's hot. And he walks up to her and goes, as he's putting the check in her pocket, have you ever been to Atlanta? And then he puts the money in her pocket and she's still scared.
Yeah.
And then as he walks away, she opens the check, looks at it, makes like some kind of facial expression and then walks away.
I see none of that. Too busy taking notes. Before that, she said, you're trying to buy me? I'm not for sale.
You're not cut out for this. I'm trying to give you an opportunity.
Next scene, we have Sax meeting with Dre and he gives him a tracking device so they can keep track of Dre. Dre refuses and Sax says, well, when you go home, there's going to be a bunch of agents there to arrest you.
Yeah, and he's like, but for what though? I've done everything you asked for. And he basically says that, well, I'm going to get you charged for murdering Maria.
See, Dre's stupid because how can he, even if he arrests him for the murder of her, it's not going to stick because he has no evidence. All Dre had to do was like, okay, but it wouldn't have held up. You know what I'm saying? As long as they can hold him, it's 24 hours. That's it. And they have to release him.
Oh, and before leaving, Sax says that his bracelet makes his eyes pop.
Sax gets on his knees and he was like, I pronounce you my undivided snitch or some shit.
Yeah, man, my faithful snitch or something like that, yeah.
I would have kneed him right in his motherfucker.
Next scene, we have Ghost and Jason. They're talking about Dre, him helping with what they have going on. And it would be hard because Dre's being monitored.
Yeah.
Next, we have Tommy talking to 2-Bit about Keisha and what happened. Spank is trying to tell Tommy to kind of clear the air, and Tommy keeps telling Spank, like, you need to leave.
Yeah. And Spank just keeps like trying to basically chime in and help 2-Bit, and he keeps going in and keeps going in. Eventually, Tommy's like, nah, I'm gonna let you go because I don't think you did it either, but you gotta bounce. And he looks at Spank, and Spank's like, what? I'm fired too, big bro? And he was like, yo, you gotta leave.
Next scene, we have Ramona telling Tate about the girl having a seat. Tate talks about Ramona's relationship before and said they could kill 2 birds with 1 big stone.
Yeah, basically referring to his member again, trying to proposition her.
Yeah. And then the look on Ramona's face. Look at Ramona's face when like he's explaining this to her was pretty funny.
Like she was like,
She's basically like, well, who's to say I'm not already interested in somebody else?
And as soon as that happened, Ghost walks in.
Yep.
And that's when he walks in with Derek and they have the conversation as far as that Derek's not going to say anything.
Yep.
And he's the head lead on the
the Queen's Daughter.
Yeah, Queen's Daughter's project. And Tate's looking at it. He's like, this.
Yeah.
Next scene, we have Spank and 2-Bit talking about some moves to make her in the car. There's a real quick second where 2-Bit shows Spank the pictures that was taken on his cell phone.
And he sees that Dre is now, he's like, I knew I saw this motherfucker at the club when we was there the other night.
And then that's when Spank was like, yo, let's kidnap him and bring him back to Tommy. And 2-Bit's like, nah, let's go get that motherfucker now. I'll kill him now.
Spank
was like, nah, that's how we'll get back in good.
Same
like
way
Jason like Jason and Tommy.
Isn't that also where they talk about the plan of like trying to scare Keisha?
Yeah, that's when Spank says he knows the way he can get her scared. She don't got to get bruised or nothing. And basically, he's like, well, I know I can talk to him. The dude's name is Mozzie, I think.
Yeah.
It says that I can get him to do something.
Next scene, we have Tariq meeting with Tommy, and Tommy says Keisha told him that Tariq took his product. Tommy just wants him to keep it real and don't lie. Tariq admits it and explains. Tommy seems cool, but then grabs him and hangs him halfway off the top of a building.
A building, man. Like, it got super intense, almost to a point where I was like, yo, is he gonna go ahead and say, fuck it, and drop his ass? Because it looked like it.
That would be the end of it for him.
Yeah,
but it was kind of like, that was kind of like the same thing with what Ghost did with the gun.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, like this is the game. Like this is the game. If this is what you really want to do, this is the shit that you might have to go through.
That's what Tommy said. He said, this is what happens all the time. This is what happens when you end this.
And I didn't want this for you.
He's like, so I guess maybe we aren't family anymore.
Next, we go to Keisha's shop, where a guy scares her, cuts her arm, and she reaches out for a gun and shoots the guy several times.
And the guy was like, you need to listen to Ghost.
Yeah,
and leave now, or something like that. He just kept saying Ghost. He kept, you know, it happened so fast. He was mumbling. I know he said Ghost a couple times.
Next scene, we have Dre in the trunk, and there's Tommy, Spank, 2-Bit, and
I think his name is GG.
They check Dre, and they have his phone, his ankle bracelet, or they talk about, you know, trying to get it off.
Yeah, and he's like, yo, motherfucker's been trying to figure that shit out for years.
Tommy says to put Dre in the dirt.
Yeah.
That happens.
You put him in the dirt.
Tommy meets with Keisha and he wants to know what happened to her. She says Ghost sent the guy, and it's because Ghost had just talked to her.
Yeah. Keisha had got a call. He got a call from Keisha. She's like, I need you at the shop right now. So, and that's when Tommy showed up and was like, what the fuck? And she was like, she's like, we need to kill that motherfucker.
Why have you not done anything? Because now he's coming after me now too. She said, the guy said Ghost's name a bunch of times or whatever.
Out of his mouth.
And then she said she doesn't want to be in this anymore. She wants to live a normal life for her son and all that good stuff.
Tommy says that they need to get rid of their body. Keisha says we can say that it was self-defense. And then he's like, well, how are we going to explain where you got the gun? Oh, and yeah, and this is when Keisha is telling Tommy like how she doesn't want to keep doing this. She wants to go somewhere else and start a normal life. And Tommy says, yes, we can do that.
I can do that.
Next thing we see Ghost and Jason talking when Tommy just shows up. Where's Dre? And then Tommy kind of like mocks it, like, "Oh, what do you mean? Like he's here? Like where's Dre?"
Like,
like he didn't know, like it was news to him. Jason orders Tommy and Ghost to work together, and also threatens them if they don't do it.
One of y'all end up dead, I'll kill the other one myself.
Within like 24 hours or some shit like that.
He's like, "Or I'm gonna increase both of your payments."
Next we have Tommy's boys, and they have Dre, and he's like, he has a hood on, and he's like tied up to a chair. They talk about trying to get rid of the bracelet, the tracking bracelet.
Yeah, that's when they're trying to figure out what they're gonna do. And
drive him off anywhere.
He's like, we could put Dre here, then put like the bracelet like here.
Yeah.
Spank and 2-Bit walk away and they talk for a little bit, and then we go back to Dre and he talks to
BG or G, whatever his name is.
And Dre has the face on, basically like he asked to talk to his daughter one last time. Yeah, before that happened, like Dre had already kind of like loosened his hands from behind the chair before the other guys walked away.
Yeah. So as soon as he grabbed that gun, he shot him right underneath.
He shot it like the way he grabbed it, he shot the gun like backwards, like upside down, kind of like.
Next, we go to the Department of Justice where Blanca plays the footage that Sax has, and Sax just has busted written all over his face.
Oh yeah, he's stuck.
Warner tells Sax that your incompetence is legendary.
One hell of a way to be dissed.
And that's when Sax was like,
yeah, he's saying it's not that I'm bad, it's just they're really
trying to justify everything.
Yeah.
And he is told that he's on administrative leave and could get locked up. Next, we go to the club where Ghost is there and talks to Ramona about Tate. And she talks about how Tate was kind of coming on to her and saying a few things, and she responded with like how she already liked somebody else.
And that's when
Tommy just busts right up in that hoe.
Messing up.
And he fucked up whatever little flow they could have had. That shit.
Yeah, Tommy definitely fucked that up.
That was done right
Ghost
there.
was like, it's not a good time, Tommy.
He was like, lady, get the fuck out of here.
He was like, lady, get the fuck out of here. And she's like,
all right.
Tommy tells Ghost about what happened with Keish and how Ghost had sent somebody after her.
Yeah, and he's like, why would I do that for Keisha?
Yeah, and Ghost was like, yeah, I gave her money, but why would I send somebody after Keisha for it?
Yeah.
And then there was a part where Tommy kind of hinted like he was going to shoot at Ghost.
Yeah, it seemed like he was going to. He was like, why were you going to do this right here? And then you know you're going to be dead in the next 24 hours.
So basically, Ghost was like, well, you know what we have to do. Set the gun somewhere, and then I'll call Jason, and we meet a location, and I'll shoot him. You know, and then basically Tommy was like, well, can I trust you? And Ghost was like, yeah, as long as Jason's alive. And then that's when Ghost walks up to Tommy and says, can I trust you? So there's like
and Tommy don't say nothing. He just turns around and walks out. But it's confirmed. They've confirmed it basically in their own way.
Next scene, we have Tommy showing Keisha this pretty freaking big house.
Huge house.
And it says it's their new home. She's impressed. And Tommy tells Keisha that he will always, provide for her and protect her.
Yeah. See, he thinks buying that house, because she said she wants the house. What she wants is what she wants. Yeah, she might be happy for a little bit, but she wants you out of the game, my dude.
Yo, he expressed that solid. And after that, Keisha tells Tommy that she loves him.
And he doesn't say nothing back to her, he just kisses her. So I don't know if that's just some gangster shit.
The last scene of the episode, we have Tosh and Tariq talking.
And she asks him, she says, well, what do you want?
Yeah.
And he's like, I know I'm gonna go to school. She was like, no, what do you want?
Yeah.
And then that's when they got into
the conversation about Vincent and that whole situation. Because she's like, basically, I know you're gonna do what you want to do anyway, so.
She was like, Ghost can't accept that, but I can.
Yep.
Yeah, when she asked about the Vincent kidnapping, she's like, are you supposed to get it cut? And Tariq admits it.
Yeah. And so that's how, again, she knows all these things she's asking him. She already knows the answers, but she just wants him to confirm it because she wants to get to a solid ground now, where she's like, don't lie to me anymore.
She says that they can make a deal about going to college and not lying anymore. And she can't lose another kid.
Yeah.
And she knows the streets.
Yeah. Basically, he doesn't know, but she knows.
Yeah.
She's like, and so let me tell you. So then he goes in his bag and he pulls out the brick and he just looks at her and he's like, so can you tell me how to move this?
And then she says, I'm gonna teach you the game.
Yep. And that's the end of the episode.
And she has the power.
Oh, okay, so...
we just went right into it. Right into it.
This episode has the power, and you guys heard it first that it's Tosh.
It's Tosh.
Because this little motherfucker, he's been causing melee and trouble for a long time, and now she's finally corralled him, I think, and got him to where he's really gonna actually pay attention. Because all he wanted was to know the game.
Because he did say, he was like, nobody's ever helped me. I go to Tommy, I go to Uncle Tommy, he doesn't help me. I go to Ghost, he doesn't want to help me. He said Kanan, she was like, don't talk about that. And he was like, and you were the only two people that ever helped me. So, her being a mother, and like she said, she doesn't want to lose, she doesn't want to lose another child. And the fact that he keeps getting caught and he doesn't really know the fucking game. He's smart, but he's not street smart.
Not at all.
It's a big difference.
He doesn't know all the details of all this.
So as a mother, does she really want him to do that? Of course not. But she's figured, hell, he's gonna do it anyway, so I might as well show him how to do it so he doesn't get caught. It basically tells her, you can be better than Ghost ever be.
But yeah, what was the thing that you were talking about showing?
Proctor's funeral. They haven't done nothing but that. I guess, because he's so tied up with how much stuff he was connected to. That's not like their, obviously, most pressing issue. They're still trying to investigate the situation.
But the fact that when Warner had found out that he flipped Proctor, so it kind of puts him back into the investigation. So,
and then also, maybe they need to kind of wait a little bit, because as far as Proctor's funeral, that's not just going to be a one quick shot and be over. They're going to have some characters, they're going to have some dialogue, some more stories going to probably build up around that.
Yeah, that's probably going to be a whole episode, or a big part of an episode, because like you said, so many people connected to it, they're going to have to find ways to make that work.
But yeah, guys, that is the episode. I am B-Diz, the Rockstar part of Super Obvious.
I am Werds Illah.
I'm Mr. 4.0 with the Wu-Tang Killer hat on.
Please like the video, comment below, and subscribe to the channel.
Peace!
Go. Never touch the Keisha again.
Wu-Tang!